So picture this. You're out in the middle of nowhere, the Australian Outback. It's pitch black, totally silent except for the wind. And then you see it, way out on the horizon. This single light just appears. It's glowing, kind of flickering, and you get this weird feeling that it's watching you. Yeah, people who've seen this thing say it's like a ghostly orb that just keeps its distance. You drive towards it, it backs away. You stop your car, it stops too. Sometimes it'll split in two, or its color will just shift from white to green, then to red. And the whole time it's moving with this totally silent, impossibly fast speed. It's like an uncatchable ghost at the edge of the world. All right, so before we really get into it, I've got to ask you, put yourself right there, in the dark, looking at this. What does your gut say? Are you walking towards that light, or are you turning back immediately? Let me know in the poll. So here's our game plan for digging into one of Australia's biggest mysteries. We're going to look at what people see, trace the legend back in time, check out the usual suspects, uncover the science, and then figure out why the heck this thing is so terrifying. Okay, first section, a light on the horizon. Let's get right into what people actually see when they have one of these classic encounters. Okay, so what's wild is how consistent the stories are. For hundreds of years, people have described the exact same thing, this fuzzy, silent orb of light just hanging there above the horizon. It's not like a star, a sharp point of light. It's different, more ghostly. But the really weird part? It's the way it behaves. It acts like it's intelligent, pacing cars, zipping away if you get close. It's playing this bizarre game of cat and mouse. And check out this psychological grip this thing has. This quote from paranormal investigator Craig Powell absolutely nails it. He says, "Everything in your body was telling you to follow it, go towards it, see what it is." Think about that. It's not just a light you see, it's something you feel. People describe this overwhelming pull, this urge to get closer, even when every alarm bell in their head is screaming bad idea. All right, so how does a weird light in the sky become such a powerful legend? Let's dive into the whispers of the Outback. The stories about this light are ancient. They go way, way back to the dream time with Australia's First Nations people. The name we all know today, the Min Min Light, that actually got popular back in 1918 after a big sighting near this remote hotel. But the phenomenon itself, it's timeless. People are still seeing it today. And we have to understand, in many Aboriginal traditions, these lights have a really deep spiritual meaning. This isn't just some campfire ghost story. For some, the lights are seen as the spirits of the ancestors, guardians watching over their sacred land. For others, they're a warning, a powerful omen that you absolutely need to respect. So, we've got the folklore, we've got the modern eyewitness accounts. Now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on here? Is it a literal ghost? Something connected to an ancient ritual? Or is the landscape itself playing tricks on us? Go ahead and guess. Lock in your answer, because now we're shifting gears from legend to investigation. All right, let's get into it. Time to investigate the usual suspects and see which theories hold water and which ones don't. Okay, so theory number 1, bioluminescence. Like glowing owls or big swarms of insects. But here's the problem. There's just no known bug or bird that's bright enough to be seen from miles away, or that acts like this. Plus, no one's ever caught one. Then you've got geophysical lights, like marsh gas. Well, that only works if you've got, a marsh. And most of these sightings happen in dry, arid places, so that's a no-go. And what's fascinating is that Australia is definitely not alone in this. Almost every culture has a version of these ghost lights. You've got the will-o'-the-wisp in Europe, the Abu Fanus in Saudi Arabia. So I'm curious, what are these lights called where you're from? Drop the name in the comments, because it's pretty amazing how these stories are all connected across the globe. So now that we've ruled out the usual suspects, we're left with the leading scientific explanation. And honestly, the real answer is just as weird and kind of magical as any ghost story. The answer, believe it or not, is something called a Fata Morgana. Yeah, it's named after the sorceress from Arthurian legend Morgan Le Fay. And basically, it's a really complex and unusual kind of mirage. It all comes down to a temperature inversion, where layers of air at different temperatures create this giant natural lens in the atmosphere. So here's how it works. On one of those cold, still outback nights, you get a layer of really cold, dense air that gets stuck right near the ground. with a layer of warmer air sitting on top of it. And that layer of cold air, it starts to act just like an optical fiber cable, trapping light and bending it, channeling it for hundreds and hundreds of kilometers. So let's just break it down step by step. First, that temperature inversion forms. Then, light from something really far away. I'm talking about car headlights or a campfire that's way over the horizon, maybe hundreds of kilometers away. That light enters the cold air channel. The light then gets bent and travels along this channel. And finally, when you see it, that light looks like it's a bright, hovering orb right there in front of you, the perfect illusion. And this isn't just a theory. We've got proof. A neuroscientist named Jack Pettigrew actually tested this. He drove his car 10 kilometers away from his campsite, completely out of sight over a hill. And on a night when the conditions were just right, his team radioed him. And what did they see? His car's headlights, floating above the horizon, looking and acting exactly like a Min Min light. He recreated it. Okay, so if we have a solid scientific explanation, then why does this thing still feel so supernatural? Why are there so many ghost stories about it? Well, this is where the physics of light meets human psychology. Professor Pettigrew really hit the nail on the head with this quote. Our brains are basically prediction machines, right? They're constantly trying to make sense of the world. So when you see a light that breaks all the known rules, it's silent, it follows you, it's just there when nothing should be. It shorts out our brain circuits. It creates this deep, primal fear, even for tough, experienced people who've spent their whole lives in the Outback. So here's the key takeaway. It's not a spirit, it's a reflection, a perfect, long-distance mirror in the air. That's it. The landscape itself is creating an illusion. And this creates something you could call visual landscape horror. The fear isn't coming from some monster hiding in the shadows. No, the horror comes from the landscape itself becoming untrustworthy. It's that sudden, chilling realization that you literally cannot believe your own eyes. And that is a deeply frightening feeling. So just think about this for a second. The light isn't some spirit that's following you. It's just a mirage. The following part is just an optical illusion created by your movement in relation to a light source that could be hundreds of kilometers away. It's a ghost in the atmospheric machine. So let me ask you, is that explanation more frightening or less? And that's the science behind the specter. So if you're the kind of person who enjoys mysteries that have a real fascinating backstory and not just cheap jump scares, then go ahead and save this explainer. You'll be glad you did.